Hi, good morning, my dear student. Today, we will continue your class 12th history, chapter 10, Colonialism and Countrysides. My dear student, in this chapter, we were discussing about the topic hoe and plow, where we have read about the condition of Paharia and why they conflicted with the next tribal people, that was Santals. We have also discussed about the conditions of the Paharias and Santals, like the what was the specific quality of the Santals and the Paharia, where I taught you that that the Paharia, they were live their life on shifting cultivation. They were also herders. They were small, what? I mean to say that small peasants. They were hunters and gatherers, and they used the forest good for their livelihoods. They were looter also. Sometimes in the what? In the scarcity of the resources, they raided on the Santals area. I mean to say that the plains people. And that condition was the very conflicted during that time when they raided on their lands. That is the conditions of the Paharia which we have discussed. We have also discussed about that. The Paharia's occupations. Their occupations totally depend on the forest goods. No need to explain here again. If you would see my previous video, then you can easily find that what was the occupation of the Paharias. Today we will focus the condition of Santals. Santals, they were settled cultivators. They were in the developed form from Kisse. They were in developed form than the Paharias. Why? Because the Paharias, their livelihood based on shifting cultivation, what hunters and food gathering, what small, I mean to say that they were small peasants. Sometimes they live their life on the pastoral area. These are all. But here, in the special scenario of the Santals, they were settled cultivators first. That is the very important things. They developed the farming land properly, and they were exploited by the British officials time to time. Why? Because when they developed their proper farming land, the Jotdar and Jamidar, they were what? They were introduced by the Britishers in their area. वहाँ वो लोग लाके, they were settled by, that is the actual word, they were settled by the Britishers. I mean to say that Jamidar and Jotdar, they were settled in the where? The Paharia's land. That was plain. Their farming land, what? Controlled by the Jamidars. The new type of the revenue taxes imposed on them. The land that was what? Land that was prepared for the farming. I mean to say that कि पूरी तरीके से खेती की योग्य इन जमीनों को बनाने का काम पहाड़ियों ने किया, संथाल ने किया. और संथाल जब इस जमीन को अपने लिए बना लिए, योग्य हो गई, तो इन जमीनों पे अंग्रेजों ने बाहर के लोगों को बुला करके स्टेब्लिश कर दिया. That's why I am saying the Jamidars and Jotdar, they were settled by Britishers on the land of the Santals. The land was what? Prepared by the Santals for the farming. The new the rice belt was established on their lands. New type of taxes imposed on their lands. Commercial crops were growing on their lands. They were forcefully They were forcefully compelled to grow the commercial crop on their lands. You have remember in the revolt of the indigo in Nadia, Bengal, what happened there? You should understand that conditions. If you will read, then you can easily understand that why the Santals became rebellion. क्यों ये लोग Santals rebellion हो गए? And what was the story of? You should also read about the Munda withdrawal. I mean to say Munda revolt, Santhal revolt, Ulgan revolt. These are the major revolts which happened in the tribal areas. That was what? They became rebellion. The new types of the people, outsiders, they settled in their areas. And they, what? They compelled them. कि आप अपनी जमीन पे ये चीजें उगाइए. And they, sometimes, they were, what? They were kicked out from their native lands, which was developed by them. जिसको उन्होंने बनाया, जिसको उन्होंने डेवलप किया, जिन्होंने उस खेती के लिए प्रिपेयर्ड किया, उनको उनकी जमीन से उनको किक आउट कर दिया गया, मार निकाल दी गई. दे थ्रू ऑन देयर लैंड्स, फेंक दिए गए वो लोग. और ऐसे कंडीशंस में नो वन, एवरीवन बिकम रिबेलियन अगेंस्ट दैट टाइप ऑफ रूल्स. दैट्स व्हाई व्हाट द मुंडा रिवोल्ट, संथाल रिवोल्ट, भील रिवोल्ट, व्हील अपराइजिंग and etc. If you see in book, you can easily understand. You can find out that type of revolt. They were the tribal peoples. They lived their native lands. They growing their crops on their farming land, which was developed by them himself. Even if they were exploited by the imperial rule, they were exploited by the jamidar and jotdars who were outsiders. That's why they became rebellion against them. They take what? The very strict action against them. उन्होंने इसके खिलाफ बहुत ही कड़ा कदम उठाया. What happened? The result, there is no meaning. No doubt they were brutally suppressed. I mean to say that all the tribal peoples, they were brutally suppressed by the imperial rules. But main thing is that they expressed their unsatisfaction. उन्होंने अपनी विरोध को दिखाया. उन्होंने उन चीजों को एक्सप्रेस करने का प्रयास किया जो उसके साथ हो रही थी. That is the very important things. Okay, let us discuss. I think we have already read about that the condition of Paharia. Today we will discuss the conditions of Santals. As settled agriculture expanded the area under forest and the pastures contracted, these spans there are conflicts between the hill folks and the settled cultivators. The farmer began to raid settled village with increasing regularity, carrying away food, grains and cattle. Exasperated, the colonial officials tried to desperately to control and served and pariahs, but they found the task difficult. Here we are going to discuss about the conditions. Here we are going to discuss the conditions in which the conflicts happen with what? Pariahs and Santhal. And the imperial rule, how can manage it? How can settle them? क्या करता है? कहता है जो स्थायी कृषि थी, परमानेंट एग्रीकल्चर थी, सेटल्ड एग्रीकल्चर थी, उसका एक्सपेंशन हो रहा था, जो इसका विकास हो रहा था, जंगल तथा जो पास्टर लैंड्स थे वो क्षेत्र छोटे होते जा रहे, सीमित होते जा रहे थे. और ये जो क्षेत्र सीमित हो रहे थे तो ये क्षेत्र पहाड़ियों के सीमित हो रहे थे. इससे पहाड़ी लोगों को अपनी शिफ्टिंग कल्टिवेशन करने में प्रॉब्लम होने लगी. और तब संथाल और पहाड़ियों के बीच एक झगड़ा, एक लंबा डिस्प्यूट्स शुरू हो गया. ये काफी तेज भी हो गया. पहाड़ी लोग पहले से अधिक नियमित रूप से बसे हुए गांवों पर हमले बोलने लगे और ग्राम वासियों से, जो विलेजर्स थे, उनसे वो अनाज, उनके जानवर, उनसे छीन झपट कर ले जाने लगे। और तब जो कॉलोनियल रूल्स के ऑफिशियल्स थे, अधिकारी थे औपनिवेशिक शासन के, इससे इनकी झगड़ों को देख करके इन पहाड़ियों को कंट्रोल करने की पूरा प्रयास किए। बट हियर it was not too easy, it was too difficult. So that is the what, if you will see again, I am going to discuss that point, why Paharia became what, why Paharias taken the very different action against the plains people. I mean to say that why they raided on the plains people, what was the reason behind that? No doubt to say that the farming land that was expanded, British officials want to expand the farming land on a huge area, and day by day Santals what expand their boundaries, plains on the region. They encroach the boundary of the what, the forest dwellers land, and the forest dwellers, they were pastoral, they were their livelihood based on the shifting cultivation and forest. If the forest day by day cut it down and the expansion of the plain farming land on their areas, what they did in that conditions, no doubt तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट तो होना था। ऐसा ही हुआ। कहता है कि जब जैसे जैसे एज सेटल्ड एग्रीकल्चर एक्सपेंडेड, द एरिया अंडर फॉरेस्ट एंड पास्चर contracted. These sharpened the conflicts between hill folk and settled cultivators. The farmer began to raid settled village with increasingly regularity, carrying away food grains and cattle. Who? Paharia. Paharia attacked, Paharia raided on the plains people. And they what? क्या करते थे वो? अपने साथ उनके अनाज, उनके जानवर लेके चले जाते थे. They carrying away food grains and cattle. Exasperated, the colonial officials tried to desperately to control and subdue the Paharias, but they found the task that was difficult. What? जो colonial rules थे, I mean to say the colonial officers, वो चाह रहे थे कि इनके जो I mean to say that the colonial officers tried desperately to control, to subdue the Paharias, that they क्या करें, that they didn't attack, that they didn't raided on the plains people area, they didn't destroy the what proper developed farming, I mean to say that their grains, their cattle that were looted by the Paharias, चाहते थे कि इसे वो रोक दें. In 1770s, the British embarked on the brutal policy of what? Exterminations, hunting the Paharias down and killing them. Then, by the 1780s, the Augustus Cleveland and the collector of Bhagalpur proposed a policy of what? The pacifications. Paharia chiefs were given an annual allowance and made responsible for the proper conduct of their men. They were expected to what? Maintain order in their localities and discipline their own people. Many Paharia chiefs refused the allowances. Those who accepted most often lost authority within the community. What happened? Which type of system managed by the British officials in their lands? I mean to say that, what I want to say? I want to say that when the conflict between the Paharias and Santals that was grow on the high level, the British officials try to maintain a system to control that type of what conflicts. The Augustus Cleveland, who was the collector of the Bhagalpur, he established a new type of system for the Paharia chieftains. He given the some allowance, Paharia chieftains, that on the basis of allowance, it is the duty of the Paharias to control their peoples, to maintain what? The discipline in their area. That was such type of क्या ग्रीड, एक लालच था जो दिया जा रहा था. The proper what? The Paharias chiefs were given an annual allowance and made responsibility for the annual what? Made responsible for the proper conduct of their men. They were expected to maintain order in their localities and discipline their own peoples. But what happened? We have seen that some Paharia chieftains, some Paharia's headmen, they were denied to take allowance which was given by the British rulers, or British officials, or like British collector. And if the chieftains accepted that allowance, they were denied by their own peoples. What? I mean to say that those chieftains, those headmen of the Paharia accepted that allowance, most often lost authority within the community. Being in the pay of the colonial government, they came to be perceived as a subordinate employees or the stipendiary chiefs. जब वो ले लेते थे, देखिए यहाँ पे दो चीजें, पहाड़ियों में एक वर्ग, एक ग्रुप्स जो था उनका, वो या तो पहले में एक पहाड़ियों का जो मुखियाओं का ऐसा ग्रुप था जो अलाउंस लेने से पूरा मना कर दिया. जब पहाड़ियां और संथाल के बीच झगड़े होने लगे, जब पहाड़िया की जमीन को इनकार्ज करके उसे खेती के योग्य जमीनों में कन्वर्ट की जाने लगी संथालों के द्वारा, तब पहाड़ियों के जो रेट थे वो कंटिन्यूअसली बढ़ने लगे. ये लोग पहाड़ियों के क्षेत्र, पहाड़ी लोग, ये लोग संथालों के एरिया में आते, उनके अनाज, उनके जानवर लूट के लेके चले जाते. और फिर जब ये झगड़े बढ़ने लगे तो इन्हें शांत करने के लिए ब्रिटिश ऑफिसर्स ने बहुत सारा प्रयास किया. जल्दी ही ब्रिटिश ऑफिसर्स को ये बात समझ में आ गई कि इन्हें कंट्रोल कर पाना इतना आसान नहीं है. तब भागलपुर के डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर अगस्टस क्लीवेलैंड ने एक रास्ता निकाला कि क्यों ना हम पहाड़ियों के मुखिया को कुछ अलाउंस दें, कुछ लोभ दें, लाभ दें और उनसे ये एक्सपेक्ट करें कि वो इस अलाउंस के बदले अपने क्षेत्र में शांति व्यवस्था स्थापित करेंगे. वे अपने लोगों में रूल्स और रेगुलेशंस जो हमारे हैं उसको प्रॉपरली सर्कुलेट करेंगे. तो इस तरह की व्यवस्था अगस्टस क्लीवेलैंड ने की. बहुत सारे पहाड़ी मुखियाओं ने इसके अनुसार उनके अलाउंस को एक्सेप्ट कर लिया. लेकिन बहुत सारे पहाड़ी मुखियाओं ने, पहाड़ी जो नेता थे पहाड़ियों के, उन लोगों ने इसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया. जिन लोगों ने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया वो लोग जल्दी ही अपने लोगों में अपने सम्मान, अपनी जो अथॉरिटी थी उसको जल्दी ही वो गंवा बैठे. Those who accepted most often lost authority within the community. Being in the pay of the colonial government, they came to be perceived as a subordinate employee of the East India Company. और वो लोग इस रूप में देखे जाते थे. इट मीन्स अब वो पहाड़ियों के द्वारा जो चिफ्टन्स से जिन्होंने अलाउंस एक्सेप्ट कर लिया था, वो लोग कॉलोनियल गवर्नमेंट के वेतन भोगी बन गए जाने और उनके सबॉर्डिनेट के रूप में काम करने वाले अब समझे जाने लगे थे. दैट्स वाई दे वर हेटेड बाई देयर ओन पीपुल्स. दैट्स वाई व्हाट द पहाड़ी चीफ्स लॉस्ट देयर अथॉरिटीज विद इन द कम्युनिटी. यही कारण था जिसके लिए उन्होंने अपनी कम्युनिटी से, अपनी अथॉरिटी से अपने अधिकार खो दिए. एज द पीसिफिकेशंस campaign continued, the Paharias withdrew deep into the mountains, the insulting themselves from hostile forces and carrying on war with outsiders. So when Buchanan traveled through the region in the winter of 1810 to 11, the pariahs naturally viewed him with a suspicion and distrust. The experience of the pacification campaign and memories of the brutal repression shaped their perception of the British infiltration in the area. Every white man appeared to be represent a power that were destroying their way of life and means of survival, snatching away their control over their forest and lands. What do you think? What pariahs think about the Britishers or the imperial rulers? How strange that if white men enter their land, the pariahs treated himself. The pariah perceived that these peoples, they came here to exploit us or to throw out from our native lands. हमें अपने जमीनों से हटाने के लिए ये लोग यहाँ आए हैं. When Buchanan reached in their land 1810 to 11, the pariah naturally view him the suspicion and the distrust. Suspicion and distrust. Why these arise in the mind of the pariahs, having seen the white men? Because they were suppressed brutally by the Britishers. Some wars. If you will see, I mean to say that at the pacification campaign continued, the pariahs withdrew deep into the mountains, insulting themselves from hostile forces and carrying on war with the outsiders. कहता है कि जब शांति की स्थापना के लिए अभियान चल रहे थे तब पहाड़िया लोग अपने आप को क्या जो शत्रुतापूर्ण सैन्य बल से बचाने के लिए, मतलब ब्रिटिश ऑफिशियल्स की आर्मी से अपने को बचाने के लिए क्या करते थे, ये क्या करते थे बचाने के लिए और बाहरी लोगों से लड़ाई चालू रखने के लिए पहाड़ों के अंदर चले जाते थे, पहाड़ों के भीतरी भाग में, जंगलों के भीतरी भाग में चले जाते थे. जब कभी भी शांति की स्थापना के लिए ब्रिटिश रूलर्स अपनी फौज भेजते थे या आउटसाइडर्स के लोग वहां जाते थे तो ये लोग उनसे अपनी लड़ाई को जारी रखने के लिए जंगल और पहाड़ों के आंतरिक भाग में चले जाते थे. इसीलिए जब 1810-11 में बुकानन, जब सर्दियों में बुकानन इस क्षेत्र की यात्रा की तो वो एक संदेह और अविश्वास की दृष्टि से देखा गया इन पहाड़ियों के द्वारा. शांति की स्थापना के लिए फॉर द पीसफिकेशंस जो कैंपेन चलाए गए वो क्रूरतापूर्ण दमन की यादों का उनके मन में एक धारणा बन गई थी कि उनके इलाके में ब्रिटिश लोगों की घुसपैठ का क्या असर होने वाला है. दैट इज द मेन थिंग्स व्हाट आई पॉइंट हियर. द एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ द पीसिफिकेशन कैंपेन एंड मेमोरीज ऑफ द ब्रूटल रिप्रेशन shaped their perception of the British infiltration into the area. What they think pariahs about Britishers. If you will try to understand by these lines what I am saying here, that the experience of peacification campaign and memories of the brutal repression shaped their perception of British infiltration into the area. Every white man appeared to represent a power that was destroying their way of life and means of survival, snatching away their control over their forest and lands. वो महसूस करते थे कि ये अंग्रेज अब यहाँ आए हैं, ये लोग क्या करेंगे, ये लोग हमें हमारी जमीन से ही बाहर निकालने के लिए लोग यहाँ आए हैं. इस तरह की जो उनके मन में, उनके दिल में जो स्मृतियां बनी थी वो तब बनी जब शांति की स्थापना के लिए ब्रिटिश आर्मी के द्वारा या ब्रिटिश ऑफिसर्स के द्वारा या ब्रिटिश गार्ड्स के द्वारा बड़ी बर्बरतापूर्वक इनका दमन किया गया था. और जैसे ही वो किसी नए अंग्रेज को देखते थे तो उनके मन में आ जाता था कि ये लोग यहाँ आए हैं इसलिए कि ये लोग हमारी जमीन को हमसे छीन लेंगे. इसीलिए बुकानन ये लिखता है 1810 में कि नेचुरली व्यूड हिम विद द सस्पिशन एंड डिस्ट्रस्ट. By this time, in fact, there were the newer the intimation of the danger. Santhals were powering into the area, clearing forest, cutting down timber, plowing land, and growing rice and cotton. As the lower hills were taken over by Santhal settlers, the Paharias reacted the deeper into the Rajmal hills. If Paharia life was symbolized by the hoe which they used for the shifting cultivation, and the Santhals came to represent the power of the plough, the battle between the hoe and the plough was a long one. Here, what I discuss with you, I am discussing with you. Suppose if you will remember, if you would remember my starting class, I mean to say that when I told you what is the meaning of hoe and plough, where I indicate that word, that Paharia's life was symbolized by the hoe which they used for the shifting cultivation, and the settlers came to represent the power of the plough, the battle between, it means plough, and the battle between the Paharias and Santhals. Hoe and plough. The battle between the hoe and the plough was a long one. कहता है कि अगर इन लोगों को, इन संथाल लोग जो जंगलों में सफाया करते थे, इमारती लकड़ी को काटते थे, जमीन जोतते थे, चावल तथा कपास कॉटन उगाते थे, इन इलाकों में बड़ी संख्या में घुसते चले आ रहे थे। क्योंकि संथाल जो बासिंदे थे, जो संथाल वहां पे जो बस रहे थे, वो निचली पहाड़ियों पर अपना कब्जा जमा लिया था, और इसीलिए पहाड़ियों को, राजमहल की पहाड़ियों में और भीतर की ओर पीछे हटना पड़ा। पहाड़ी लोग अपनी झूम खेती मतलब शिफ्टिंग कल्टीवेशन के लिए कुदाल का प्रयोग करते थे। इसलिए यदि कुदाल को पहाड़ियों के जीवन का प्रतीक माना जाए तो हल को नए बासिंदों संथाल के शक्ति का प्रतिनिधित्व मानना पड़ेगा। और हल और कुदाल के बीच की लंबी लड़ाई हमें यहाँ पे दिखाई देती है। We can easily understand about the conflict between the Santhals and plough. The battles which happened between the Paharias and Santhals. Paharias' life was symbolized by the hoe, which they used for the shifting cultivation, and the settlers, it means the new peoples, settlers came in to represent the power of the plough. The battle between the hoe एक लंबा समय तक चलता रहा. By the time, the fact there were the newer limitations of the danger. Santhals were powering into the area. धीरे धीरे संथाल पावर में आने लगे. उन्होंने पहाड़ियों के क्षेत्रों को धीरे धीरे अपने कब्जे में लेना शुरू किया, उसको खेती की योग्य जमीन में कन्वर्ट करना शुरू किया, और ये इस करने के क्रम में जंगलों को काटा। तो इस पूरे सिस्टम में पहाड़ी लोगों को राजमहल की पहाड़ियों के आंतरिक भागों में जाना पड़ा। एक लंबी लड़ाई चली, और यदि इसको समझने का प्रयास करेंगे तो आप इसको आसानी से समझ सकते हैं कि ये लड़ाई, ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट दो लोगों के बीच चल रही थी, संथाल्स और पहाड़ियों के बीच। और इनके बीच एक जो दूसरी शक्ति काम कर रही थी वो थी इंपीरियल रूल्स, इट मीन्स इंपीरियल ऑफिशियल्स, इट मीन्स ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी। और ये जो रूल्स थी, ये कंपनी की जो नियम थे, ये प्रॉपरली इसी तरीके से रन कर रहे थे। बीच में दोनों के बीच में फायदा लेने का पूरा प्रयास। What I told you that the Britishers, the imperial rulers, they were very clever. First, they search the places which was exploited in huge amount. I mean to say that resources, natural resources of particular area, human resource of the particular area, how can it exploit, how can it uses by according to their own ways. They always try to क्या उसको ये समझने का प्रयास करते थे, इस तरह के तर्क, इस तरह के स्टेप्स उठाने का प्रयास करते थे कि किस तरीके से हम बड़े पैमाने पे इन चीज़ों को क्या करें, एक्सप्लॉइट करके अपने लिए, अपने फेवर में करें, एंड ऑब्टेन अ ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट एंड इनकम। हम बड़े पैमाने पे इनसे इनकम प्राप्त करें, प्रॉफिट प्राप्त करें। दैट्स what I am explaining. I am explaining here. I am explaining here two very important things: the story of Paharia and the story of Santals. Here, Santals, they were indicate symbolically by plow, and Pahariyas, they were symbolized by hoe. पहाड़ियों की लाइफ को किससे किया गया है? सिंबलाइज किया गया है हो से. द लाइफ ऑफ Pahariyas symbolized by the hoe, and the settlers, they came to represent the power of the plow. That's why the topic name was hoe and plow. That's why we discuss that topic, hoe and plow, and we try to understand the actual conflicts which happened with them. तो आज के लिए इतना ही. गुड बाय एंड टेक केयर.